Hi, this is very much an introductory video to give you a feel for what the course is trying to achieve and the sorts of ideas that you will be required to explain in an exam context. I've prepared this because some people seem to think that human resource subjects are based just on experience and common sense. While common sense and experience are involved, you'll need a lot more knowledge than that, which comes naturally in order to pass the course. People tend to think that our experience is a good guide to managing people. This is because we spend all of our life observing people and getting ideas about what makes them tick or what makes them perform. But the reality is that when we study human resources, we can't just rely on our intuition and our experience. Why? Because it is often wrong. Let me give an example. When you're interviewing someone for a job, are you one of those people that think you are able to make a sound judgment about a person's capacity based on an interview? If so, you'd be in line with the majority of managers. However, you'd also be wrong. Research by Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman and others indicates very clearly that when we interview someone, we jump to a very early conclusion about their capability, often based on how a person looks and dresses, and how like us they are. And we spend the rest of the interview looking for evidence that confirms this early conclusion. More often than not, this does not relate to how effective they are likely to be in the job. There are many more examples of similar circumstances where our experience and intuition leads us to make the wrong decisions. So, in teaching you about human resource management, our focus is on teaching you the language of human resources, which means you'll need to understand a number of definitions. Teaching you the research-based theories and models of human resource management which help to overcome the errors inherent in using intuition and experience, and helping you find examples which show how these are applied in practice. In the subject, there are lots of theories and models. Coming up on the screen now are a number of them taken from early chapters in the textbook. Don't worry about getting them down, as you'll cover them as we go through the course. But to understand the course, you'll have to have a good appreciation of what these concepts and theories are about. As you listen to the lectures and tutorials, look for how the material being presented fits into these categories. In an exam context, this is also the sort of material you'll have to reproduce. Let's have a look at an example. A possible exam question is, how can the effect of human resource strategy on organisational performance be explained? In preparing to answer this question, you need to think about the definitions, what theories or models could be applied, provide some examples, and then say something about how this would apply to human resource management. The definitions area for this question are human resource strategy and organisational performance. The theories and models you could perhaps talk about include the Phillips model, high-performance HR practices, the Husserl curve, and the critical realist view. Some examples might be taken from the UK National Health Service and German and British research data covered in the textbook. For a good answer, you'd need to talk about how they apply within human resources. For example, the effect of national institutions, the need to embed them with other practices, and how the effect may be moderated by good or bad managers. These concepts come from Chapter 3, and you might want to look them up. So, summarising, success in this human resources subject needs more than your experience. It requires an understanding of the language of human resources, that is, the definitions we use, the theories and models that apply, the ability to apply the ideas and show that you know this by using examples, and the ability to identify what it means for human resource practice. When you're writing your assignment and in the exam, you need to focus on these issues. Good luck with your study this semester.